Right, the solid in which solid particles are held together by metallic bonds are called metallic solids. Now, what is a metallic bond? Metallic bond is, see, this metallic bond present in metal, no. In metals, what happens here? There is a metal ion. Let us take Mn plus. It may be plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 6, plus 7, etc., etc. Okay. There is a metal has positive charge. This metal ion is surrounded by n number of electrons. It means many number of electrons, because metals having free electrons, right? In case of metal, one metal ion is surrounded by a large number of electron. This large number of electron is usually called sea of electron. There is a sea of electron, right? So that means one metal ion surrounded by a sea of electron. This metal ion usually called kernel. Kernels or kernel. So therefore, now define what is a metallic bond. Metallic bond is the force of attraction present between kernel, means metal ion, a sea of electron. What is the meaning of sea of electron? Many electrons, not 1, 2. There is uncountable, because a different metal having different number of electrons. Because metal properties, no, metal having valence electrons. Of course, they are having free valence electrons, right? So therefore, metallic bond is the force of attraction present between, the force of attraction present between kernel and sea of electrons. Kernel is nothing but metal ion, is called metallic bond. Tell me, what are the example for metallic bond? You can take all metals. Can you tell me some examples? Sodium, potassium, iron, copper, silver, right, chromium, many more. S block as well as D block metals. Okay, having metallic bond. Next, characteristics. So what are the characteristics of metallic solid? 1. What about physical nature? Whether they are soft or hard? Usually hard. See, when you compare S block and D block, S block metals are soft. For example, sodium. So sodium, you can cut sodium with a knife. Can you cut iron with a knife? You cannot, right? If it is possible, you need not to go from door only, you can go for window also. Yes or no? So therefore, 1, they are generally hard and of course tough also. Metals having hard and tough. So 1, generally these metals are hard and tough. Next, second property. What about melting point, boiling point? Usually they have high melting point, boiling point, because metallic bond also strong bond, it's not weak bond. So they have high melting point and boiling point. Next, third one. So what about their electrical conductivity? They are very good conductors. So metals are very good conductors because of ions or electrons? Because of free electrons. So therefore, they are good conductor of electricity. They are good conductors of electricity due to presence of free electrons, right? They are good conductors of electricity due to presence of free electron. Next, what about their bond nature? Like similar to ionic bond. In case of ionic bond also, one cation surrounded by number of anion, one anion surrounded by number of cation. Therefore, ionic bond is a non-directional. Then what about this? It is also non-directional. It has no direction. Therefore, similar to ionic bond, metallic bond also non-directional. If it is a non-directional, what about their isomerism? They do not have any isomerism. What is isomer of iron? Have you seen anywhere? No. Copper? No. That means they do not exhibit any kind of isomerism, right? Therefore, metallic bond is a non-directional. Metallic bond is a non-directional. Therefore, they do not exhibit isomerism. Next, molecular solid. Molecular solid. Tell me, in molecular solid, the solid in which solid particles, generally molecules, the solid in which solid particles or molecules held together by what? Van der Waals. Usually Van der Waals force of attractions, right? So therefore, the solid in which solid particles or molecules, the solids in which solid particles or molecules held together by weak Van der Waals force of attractions, right? So therefore, in case of solid, molecular solid, there is a molecule usually. These molecules are held together by weak Van der Waals force of attraction. Again, these molecular solids are further classified into three types. One, non-polar. Two, polar molecular solid. And C, third one is hydrogen bonding molecular solid. There are three types of molecular solids. Okay, right, and first one is non-polar molecular solids. Non-polar molecular solids. Okay. Tell me, in non-polar molecular solid, what are the force of attraction? They have which kind of force of attraction? Non-polar, no. Even you have studied in where states of matter. In between any two non-polar molecule, there will be a force of attraction. Which kind of force of attraction? Dispersion force or London force, or induced dipole force. Dispersion force also called induced dipole or London force. Therefore, in case of non-polar molecular solid, there is a dispersion force or London force or induced dipole force. Next, in case of polar molecular solid, there is a which kind of bond? Polar bond, dipole bond. They have dipole interaction, whereas hydrogen bonding molecular solid having hydrogen bond. So therefore, here what is the definition of non-polar molecular solid? The solid in which solid particles, that is molecule, the solid in which solid particles are held together by, important, this was a previous question appeared in CET, dispersion forces or London forces. Dispersion forces, London forces, or it is also called induced dipole force of attraction called non-polar molecular solid, right? The solid in which solid particles are held together by dispersion forces or London forces or induced dipole forces, called what? Non-polar molecular solid. Okay, can you tell me example for non-polar molecular solid? You can take all noble gases. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, etc. Tell me why noble gases comes under this kind of category. And we says that it is a non-polar molecular solid. But here we have written what? Gases. How come it is? Right. So all noble gases, no. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. We have written that gases, but we are saying that solids. Can't you convert gas into solid? Yes. By decreasing temperature, increasing pressure. It means these noble gases are gaseous state, but they can be converted into what? Solid. When they convert into solid, they are in which kind of solid? Non-polar. So why they are called non-polar? So non-polar means, see for example, you can take one neon. This is another neon atom. Tell me, in between neon, one neon, it is another neon. In between two neon, what kind of force will be there? There is no ionic, there is no covalent, because they do not form. And moreover, they are stable, they are non-polar. It is a non-polar, it is a non-polar. In between two non-polar, there is a one possibility is induced dipole, induced dipole. See, the polarity on this molecule induced by this. The polarity of this molecule induced by this. What happened is, in simple term, you take this is one helium or one any noble gas, it is another noble gas. It has electron, it also has electron valence shell. Okay, when these two are non-polar, when non-polar atoms are approaches to each other, tell me, when they are separated by each other, they do not have any polarity, they do not have any force of attraction, they are stable. But when they approaches to each other, the electrons of this atom and nucleus of this atom both will attract. The nucleus of this atom, electrons of this atom attracts. So when they comes closer, so electrons nucleus attracted, this electron nucleus attracted. That kind of attraction is called induced dipole force. Whether these are temporary or permanent, they are temporary. Suppose when these two atoms are separated, these forces will disappear. Such forces are called what? London forces or dispersion forces. Right? That's what all the noble gas having these kind of forces. Okay. The previous question is this. Now these London forces depends on size. What happens size of noble gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Down the group size is increases. When size increases, dispersion force is increases. When dispersion force increases, melting point, boiling point is increases. The previous question is, which of the following has, what is the order of melting point, boiling point? It is increases. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Down the group, melting point, boiling point of noble gases is increases. One question. One more time question asked that, which of the following has least melting point and boiling point? Helium has least melting point, boiling point due to less atomic size and less dispersion forces or London forces. Okay. Then now therefore here how to identify which molecule having this kind of interaction. Can I write one more example in between two hydrogen atom? Yes. Why? Hydrogen is it polar, non-polar? Non-polar. Yes or no? Will you write that hydrogen H here, H plus H minus baritira? No. Both are same kind of atom. That's what? There is no sharing, there is no unequal distribution of electron. No. There is a equal distribution of electron. Right? So therefore what happened? It is H2 is a non-polar. You can take another H2. Tell me, in between H2 H2, what is the force of attraction? London force. It means in between two non-polar molecule, whatever may be, in between two non-polar molecule, there is a London force. Okay. Next, like even you can take O2, in between two O2, London forces, N2, London forces, because non-polar. Right. So whichever molecule has non-polar, in between any two non-polar molecule, this kind of force of attraction exists. Okay. Next, yeah, these are some important example. What are the characteristics? First, characteristics of non-polar molecular solid. Tell me whether they are soft or hard. They are very soft actually, because non-polar, no, they are having very weak, these kind of force of attractions are very weak attractions. Therefore, they are very soft. Not only soft, they are very soft. 2. What about their melting point, boiling point? Obviously, they have low MP and BP. Next, third one. What about their electrical conductivity? They are insulator, no? Is there having any ions? Electrons? Next, fourth one. Soluble or insoluble? Generally, they are insoluble. Insoluble in water. Next, B. Polar molecular solids. Tell me, what are polar molecular solid? The solid in which solid particles are held together by which kind of force of attraction? Dipole attractions, right? Therefore, the solid in which particles are held together by dipole interactions. Dipole interactions called polar molecular solid. Okay. Can you tell me where the dipole interaction present in between two polar molecule? For example, you take HCl. HCl is a polar or non-polar? Polar. Because in HCl, chlorine has more electronegativity. It is partial, it is negative, it is positive, obviously. Now tell me, in between two HCl, what is the force of attraction? It is a one dipole and another dipole. It is one dipole, another dipole is this. Therefore, now there is attraction between two poles, that is called dipole interaction. So therefore, generally dipole attraction present between in polar molecule. You can take HCl, HF, SO2, ammonia, okay, many more. Wherever polarity is present, that is dipole interaction exists. Next, what about their properties? So properties almost same. Here generally they are very soft. They are actually not very soft, but they are soft. Soft in nature. 2. Low melting point, of course. These are also low melting point and boiling point. 3. They are insulator. Here also insulator only. Next, insoluble. These are also generally insoluble. Insoluble, but due to presence of hydrogen bond may be soluble. Okay, that's separate condition. They are insoluble. Last one is hydrogen bonding molecular solid. Hydrogen bonding molecular solid. Hydrogen bonding molecular solid. Tell me, what are hydrogen bonding molecular solid? The solid in which solid particles are held together by hydrogen bond. The solid in which solid particles are held together by hydrogen bonding. The solid in which solid particles are held together by hydrogen bonding called hydrogen molecular solid. Example, water, that is ice, comma, HF, it form hydrogen bond, even ammonia. See, HF ammonia here also taken, but what is the different? They are here taken polar, they are polar. Here they are polar, of course they form hydrogen bond. That is the difference. Okay. Then next is, yeah, tell me, these are example. Next, what are the properties? So properties are exactly same. They are soft, they are having low melting point, boiling point, they are insulator, and solubility, but they are generally soluble in water because they form hydrogen bond. Soluble in water. That's one properties change. Okay. We will write now differences, or whatever we have written now, all this data will put in one tabular column, so that if you see one tabular column, the whole detail will come, and you must remember tabular column. So instead of studying all these things, you memorize tabular column, so all the things covered there only. Okay, so write in first column type of crystalline solids. Second one, constituent particles. Next, force of attraction. Which kind of force of attraction? Fifth one is physical nature. What is the physical nature of solid? Next, melting point and boiling point. Next is electrical conductivity. Examples. Okay. Okay, tell me. So what are the types of crystalline solid? One is ionic crystalline solid. 2, covalent. They are also called network crystalline solid. 3, metallic crystalline solid. 4, molecular crystalline solid. Again they are further classified into 1, non-polar, 2, polar, 3, C, hydrogen bonding molecular solids. And tell me, what are the constituent particles? So constituent particle in case of ionic solid, we know ions, right? Cation and anion, that is cation and anion. There are cation and anions. Next, in case of covalent solid, network solid, what are the constituent particles? Atoms. Like for example, diamond. Diamond has carbon atoms or carbon molecules? Atoms. Even silicon. So usually all they are having atoms. Next, metallic solid. Metal ions, also called kernels, and free electrons. Next, in case of non-polar, polar, in all cases there is a molecules, because all molecular solid having usually molecules. The name itself giving molecular solid, molecules. Next is force of attraction. Written? We'll read later. Tell me, what are the force of attraction, Pratika? Here is electrostatic, nothing but Coulombic. Next, in case of covalent, it is a covalent bond. Next, metallic bond. In case of non-polar, induced dipole, nothing but London forces or dispersion forces. In case of polar, dipole interaction. In case of hydrogen bonding, there is a hydrogen bond. Physical nature. So what is the physical nature of ionic solid? They are usually hard and brittle. So even covalent also hard and brittle. Metallic, hard and tough. Next, what about this? First one very soft, second one soft, third one also soft. They are soft nature. What about melting point? Melting point, boiling point of solid is, ionic solid is, of course they have high. What about covalent? This is important, it is very high. So very high because of covalent bond or network structure? Network structure, not covalent bond. When you compare covalent bond, ionic bond is stronger, ionic bond has more melting point, boiling point. Okay, metallic, of course these are also high. Next is, so generally all three are low. Next, electrical conductivity. So what about electrical conductivity in case of ionic solid? They are insulator in where? In solid state, but good conductors in molten and aqueous solution. What about here? These are insulator except graphite. Next, remaining all are, no, this is metallic is, it is a good conductor, no? Then what about remaining? Insulator. So last category is example. The same example, whatever we have written, ionic, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, cesium chloride, zinc sulfide, magnesium oxide, sodium oxide, many more. Next, covalent, diamond, graphite, next tell me, silica, SiO2, next quartz, silicon carbide, it is called carborundum, aluminium nitride, boron nitride is called inorganic benzene. Right, no, sorry, inorganic graphite and benzene, what is it? Inorganic benzene. No, inorganic graphite it is, please make it correction. Inorganic benzene is B3N3H6, that is B3N3H6, that is inorganic benzene. It is inorganic graphite, it's mistaken, please change it. Next is metallic solid, all what? All metals. Next, molecular solid, in case of non-polar molecular solid, noble gases. In case of polar, HCl, SO2, HF, ammonia, etc. Here ice, HF, ammonia, etc. Okay.